All
Welcome.
right, so Camp Soros Melville. Welcome, Kathleen. I didn't even introduce myself before, but for anybody else who comes in and because we're recording. My name is Nikki, and I'm the director of the Melville campus, and I've been with Camp Soros now. This is my 4th year. I ran Camp Soros Baldwin for the last 3 years, and then when the opportunity came for us to open up this beautiful campus, it's closer to my house, and I got to bring my awesome friends, so that's why I'm here. And one of my awesome friends is the amazing program director.
That is me. My name is Mark. I am the program director. This is my 3rd year at Camp Soros with Nikki. And yeah.
There we go. We've been in camping a very long time. Between the two of us, we have lots of experience. So we've been in camping forever. And we've known each other forever also. When we're not in camping, just so you know, we're both educators in New York State. Mark is a special education elementary teacher, and I am a K through 12 music teacher. So you get lots of experience coming here. Okay. So feel free to stop and ask questions as we go, because I'm just going to kind of go through the whole gamut of stuff. So St. Elizabeth is housed in, Camp Soros Melville is housed in St. Elizabeth, Hungary. If you don't know the campus itself, it's actually beautiful. It's not a school where normally our campuses are schools. This is, the church was building a school and then it stopped building the school, but it made these gorgeous full-blown classrooms, as well as downstairs is a huge multi-purpose room and lots of other classrooms, and it has tons of space. So we have a beautiful area to create camp. Okay. So these are the things that we're going to talk about today. First of all, Camp Soros has been open for over almost 30 years now. It started just in Hicksville with one campus with Joanne and Gary, who just, Joanne is a nurse and Gary was a teacher, and they were trying to figure out what to do with their kids in the summer. And they said, hey, let's, start camp. And they started in Hicksville where Gary was on the board, and that blew into, let's have another campus in Belmore, and let's have another campus in Baldwin, and so on and so forth. So now we have 11 campuses total, Melville being our newest one. It's really a beautiful experience because all of the campuses are the same in the sense of we all offer the same stuff, but then all the directors put their own spin on it to create different atmospheres and different things going. But as far as the campuses goes, everybody's going to get the same programming. So it's great. All right. So things that we're going to talk about: arrival and dismissal. We're going to talk about the camp day. We're going to talk about health and wellness and how to register. So the camp overall is 8 weeks. It is June 28th to August 20th. You can choose any of the 8 weeks, all of the 8 weeks. We're very customizable to your needs for the summer. You can also choose between 2, 3, 4, and 5 days a week. So again, making it easy for you. If you like to have those long 3-day weekends, you don't have to come in on a Friday, or you don't have to come in on a Monday and then you don't pay for it. You just have to plan it in advance. When you do register, you'll pick your days and your weeks as you go, which is great. Not as you go, you pick your days and your weeks at the beginning, and that's what you have. So you'll know in advance what days you have. The great thing is the calendars just came out, and we're going to go over that in a little while. And then you can really pick and choose days that you want to come. So if you know that you only want to do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but one of the trips that your child really wants to go on is on a Friday, then you're going to choose Friday and take one of the other days away. So it's super, super customizable for your experience. The camp day is 9 to 5. We do have morning drop off starting at 7:30, and we have late pickup till 6 p.m. Of course, my phone rings in the middle of this conversation. My husband is outside. Okay, Mark, can you go on so I can get the phone?
Yes. So I lost what she was saying. So morning drop off, yes, is not going to be. So this little circle, we've come to the realization that most days or some days they're going to have a, whether it's a service, a wedding, it could be numerous things because there still is a church. So when we drop off, there's this little, and I think this is going to work. Oh, it is going to work, but I have to change my color. There's this little parking lot back here, which
you don't see anything.
You don't see me annotating? Oh, I see myself annotating.
No.
That's weird. Okay, I'll forget it. There's a little church back, a little parking lot back by the trees, and then there's a little path off to the right. We're going to go back there, which there's a door, which leads to the inside of the building. We're going to do our drop off over there. So this way we don't interrupt any of the services, whether it's a wedding, I said, or a funeral. We're gonna do it off to the side. So that was one thing, and that's where you left off, right, Nikki?
Drop off and pick up?
Drop off, just drop
Yes.
off. I did.
So just drop off. Okay, so yes,
So-
like he said, oh yes, Mark, I do see it. I apologize.
Oh,
So
you did?
yes, we're gonna
Okay.
use the same entrance and exit just to make life easier so nobody has to go, where are we going today? So super easy.
So let me do that
If you
again.
did need early drop off or late pickup, it is use as you need. So you don't have to call me and be like, Nikki, I have to come at 7:30 tomorrow. We open our doors at 7:30, no matter what. We close the doors when the last camper leaves. Usually it's by 5:50, 6 o'clock. And each of those are an additional fee. So just so you know, if you use morning drop off in the morning, it's $8.50. In the afternoon, it's $6. Okay. Let's talk about
But actually,
that's arrival and
yeah,
dismissal. When
while
the
you're
kid,
actually doing that, I'm sorry,
yes,
Nikki. Let me erase my annotating now because
okay,
now it looks silly.
no, it's good.
But in regards to this drop off, so you don't have to get out of your car. We come to your car. We ask you do the temperature and wellness screening. So we'll take your child's temperature. We'll ask you the 4 questions. Have you? I don't know if the questions changed, but the questions from last
Yeah.
year were: have you been out of state? Have you had any symptoms? Have you had a fever? Have you been in contact with anyone who's had COVID? We're gonna ask you those questions. Then we give the kids some sanitizer, and then they go off with the counselor to find their group.
Yeah.
So, and same with dismissal, but it's gonna be reverse. You're gonna pull up, show us your ID. We're gonna call for your kid. Someone's gonna escort the camper right to your car. So, and then kid gets in the car and you go home. So,
Yeah,
go ahead.
great job, Mark.
And masks are worn all day.
Say that again, love.
Masks are worn all day.
So masks are worn most of the day. So here's the new rules. Every day, the COVID rules are changing. The staff will wear their masks all day long. They are not allowed to take it off.
Mhm.
Campers are grouped in their cohorts, and there's no more than 15 kids, and those are the kids that they're with all summer. So we're trying to make it like a family. So this way, then when they do go to their cohort and they drop their stuff off in their classroom, when they're in their classroom, they are allowed to take their masks off. We are still keeping the kids apart a little bit. So this way they're not on top of each other. They're not allowed to like go around and wrestle or anything like that. But if they're playing a board game together, they can sit at the table and still be spread apart or anything like that. When they walk in the hallways or they're walking to the bus or they're on the bus to a trip, they have to wear their mask. When they come to the lunchroom, they wear their mask to the lunchroom, and then when they're sitting, they can take it off. So this worked last year during the heavier part of COVID, and it worked great. We had no tracing. We had no COVID at all in our camp in all of the 10 campuses we ran last year. It was super successful. So we're hoping to keep that same premise this year. Granted, we are still cleaning like crazy. Like there's a cleaning crew that comes in the evenings, but the directors and the group leaders, they're wiping the doorknobs down. We're washing the bathrooms after every camper's use. So even if there's a line of campers, we're going in and wiping down the toilets and stuff, because that's what they're saying is a big transfer of it is things like the toilet and the sinks and stuff. So after each camper, we're going in with a Clorox wipe, and we're cleaning so that the kids are not not tracing.
Okay.
Not, you know what I mean?
And the other thing was, even though they don't have to wear, they're technically, while they're in their cohorts, they don't have to wear their masks. If your son or daughter chooses to wear their mask, they're more than welcome.
They're more than welcome to, and that's fine. Absolutely. And then we're also washing hands everywhere we go. So when we leave someplace, we're washing hands. When we're going somewhere, we're washing hands. So it's, we're really staying on top of those type of things. Okay. So like we said, looking back to last year, we had 0 transmissions. Looking forward to this year, we're keeping that same regiment going forward. We're really not changing it because it was just so positive. I mean, we are looking at things. We're trying to get the entire staff vaccinated. We cannot push for everybody to do it, but we're recommending it because this way then it makes us, healthy to stop COVID altogether. I will tell you right now, of the people that we have hired so far, everybody is vaccinated and fully vaccinated. They're already done. So that's a great thing. Talking about our programs now. And I don't know if the next clip is programs. It is. Okay, great. So programs, we follow a schedule that the kids do every day. They do different activities. And then throughout the week, they have circulated through all the things that are on campus, such as art, gym, the game room, which is board games and not air hockey, knock hockey and such. The arcade is the PlayStation, the Xbox, and the Wii. We go to dance. We go play outside in the blacktop. We'll do go-karts and we'll do basketball. We go to the grassy fields and play Gaga Pit or other grassy things like soccer and such. We have the playground. We do not have a playground. Some campuses do. We do not have a playground, but we are going to have a lot of different step 2 things and such like that for the little kids to play on. We also are going to be doing water time every day. This was a super successful activity for us last year. We are hoping to go to the pools. They are not solidified yet because we're waiting for CDC guidelines. However, we do water activities every day. We have super soakers and all different kinds of water activities, including a giant blow up water slide that every campus is getting this year. So they'll be slipping and sliding every day in the water. So every day we do water play because it's hot and we don't want the kids to not have water activities. This was awesome. We had a bunch of water balloon fights last year with the staff. So we got just as wet as the kids did, like we did it with the whole campus. It was fantastic. Great time. And then we also do some STEM things. We're actually broadening our horizons with that this year. This is Mark's wheelhouse, is the nature and science aspect. So he's going to be bringing a lot of stuff in. Last year we did drum bucketing, and that's something that we're going to be bringing in. That is something I personally do. And then we bring in some other things that we like to conquer. We do cooking with the kids. We play different activities. On top of that, we have soccer shots. Soccer shots to the little kids is free. Grades 1 through 6. It's a $10 fee a week if you choose to do it. It is not mandatory. It's only for kids who want to do it. We also have EduCamp. EduCamp is free. It's a tutoring session 2 times a week for half an hour each time, and it keeps your kids learning going as you're going through the summer. Then on top of all those wonderful things,
I'm just gonna chime in to say, since we do and this might be an obvious thing as a parent, but I'm gonna say it anyway. When we do the water, just make sure that they bring water shoes, because it is on the concrete, and obviously we don't want them wearing their sneakers because then they're gonna be squishing around all day, and we don't want them. And a towel and sunscreen and all that lovely.
We do encourage a bathing suit. Some kids like to just get their clothes wet, but if they're going, our facility is completely air conditioned, so they might get really cold if they stay in their wet clothes. On top of all of those other activities, we have activities that come in, such as the petting zoo, a magician, a singer, Darling Graham comes in. We have Wild and Wacky Challenge, which is like Double Dare. So we have a lot of activities that come in. And then we have stuff planned to go out on trips this year. Now, tripping is going to be a little different. We're doing it very small this year. Each group is getting a trip. So KK is going to the Little Gym. 1-2 is going mini golfing. 3-4 is going to the Bronx Zoo. 5-6 is going to Tiki Action Park, which is go-karting, mini golf, and arcade. 7-8 is going to the Adventure Park for zip lining. Then on top of it, we have some other trips like the Adventureland trip. This year is for the entire campus, all the way up. The goal is that we want the whole campus going. And all of the 11 campuses are going to Adventureland, and Adventureland is closing just for Camps R Us, which is super exciting. That's something we love that they're doing for us this year. On top of that, 7-8 has 2 other trips that they're going on. That is a fee. It's the iTrapeze. They're going to learn trapeze artistry, and then they're going to Luna Park, which is in Coney Island. And then for grades 3 and up, there's also the Mets game, which is an additional fee. And any kid who wants to go to the Mets game, they would choose that, and it is additional fee. We go for the day. There are no peanuts. The kids are not allowed to buy peanuts, but they can buy lunch, or they can bring lunch. It's completely up to them. If they bring a bottle, they have to have it closed when they walk in and stuff. And that's a super great day. That's something we always do with the big tradition, is going to the Mets game. Good so far?
Excellent. Yes.
Excellent. Beautiful. Okay. I talked about trips. We are going bowling. Bowling will be once a week for 5 weeks. So usually it used to be 2 times a week for the whole summer. That has been calmed down to once a week for 5 weeks. So that's great. Like I said, we're not sure about bowling yet, swimming yet.
But
as far as
swimming, if it does happen, I think it was only once a week.
It's
too,
once
right?
a week for 5 weeks. Yeah.
So that was a big change too, because last year 2 years ago, it was 2 days a week. So
Yeah, same day as bowling.
Yeah.
And they're 2 different days. Bowling and swimming are 2 different days. So we split it up. Lunch is the kids have a lunch schedule. They go to lunch periods. You can bring anything you want for lunch, but you have to bring lunch. The children bring lunch every day. I had some parents ask if they could have lunch delivered every day. We would prefer not to do that because that means that people are coming to our door often and we're trying to limit the amount of guests that come. But you can definitely pick up lunch and bring whatever you want. You can bring whatever you want. We refrigerate when you get there, so you don't have to worry about an ice pack, and we have microwaves for lunch. So if you wanted something, microwaved, that's definitely a possibility. So you don't have to worry about that.
Just put, if it's something special and they don't like it that hot, but they just leave us a note inside your.
Yeah, just say how long you want us to nuke it for.
Okay.
Okay. So we talked about the field trips and bowling. See, I'm already ahead of myself. We'll get there in a minute. Okay.
Yep.
As we said, and I know that you already know Camps Are Us, but Camps Are Us as a whole are broken up into those cohorts. So TT is the 3 and 4 year olds. 5 is our KKs, 5 and 6. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8 are all different cohorts. There's going to be a different group leader for each one. Each group will have no more than 15 campers, and we'll keep a 1 to 3, 1 to 4, 1 to 5 ratio in every
Is it
group.
still, I'm sorry to interrupt, but is it still whatever grade they're currently in now?
Yes.
Yeah. What grade?
Whenever they're finishing.
They
Yeah.
just finished, right?
If you feel like and this is something I personally did, and if this is something, and actually Mark has done it too. If your child is on that cusp of that, they're finishing whatever 5th grade, and they have a choice between 5th grade and 6th grade, and you feel like your child is more mature, or they have a friend that's in the 6th grade group, you can sign a waiver to have your child put into that group. If it was like 5th grade to 8th grade, that's a different story. That won't happen.
Right.
But for 1 grade up or 1 grade down, that is definitely something they do. Like I said, I recommended it because my daughter was more friends with the kids in the 7th grade group than in the 6th grade group.
Right.
And same thing, Mason was the same thing. He was friends with more kids.
Right.
All his friends moved up into the next group, and he was still behind because he was 1 year younger. We moved him up. It made him better. So it's really up to you. Like we do encourage, because then they're staying there an extra year. Like my daughter's now in the 7-8 group for the 3rd year, but I was like, suck it up. These are things you want. As far as the staff goes, okay, so we're going through health and wellness. We told you about our check-in. The staff is required, like I said, we're asked to get the COVID vaccine. We're not required to do it. They're encouraging us. But we are also required to do our temperature checks every day. We are required to get COVID checks. If we are not vaccinated, they're going to be asking us to do COVID checks. We do the temperature check and those questions for everybody that walks in the door. So anybody from the outside coming in, even our ops guys, and even if Big J or Gary come on campus, we check them. This is a requirement we do because we want to make sure that we can trace anything or everything that we have. So that's a big thing for us. All of our senior staff are CPR, first aid, and EpiPen certified. So that's your campus director, your program director, all your group leaders, and certain activity leaders. Also, the program director and the athletic director are PAL, which is pool activity leaders. There are lead people at the pool. If there are more than a certain amount of kids, we have more people certified. Our campus is going to be small this year, but bigger campuses like Hicksville and Belmore will definitely have more than 2 PALs.
Yeah, so more or less if we go to the pool that once a week, I go.
Right.
I'm the one who's in charge. I split up everyone to the proper areas, and then I stay in an area, float around, make sure everyone's safe and doing the right thing.
Right. The WSI will swim test all the kids that are 3rd grade and up. Everybody will have a wristband color. If even the little ones, if you are a non-swimmer, you have an orange band. And if you are a swimmer, you're a blue band. And the biggest requirement other than swimming is that if the water is above your chest, then you have to go in the pool that's lower. So if your kid happens to be a little bit shorter, just so you know, because we've had this before and moms have argued with me, but I'll tell them this is not a Camps Are Us thing. This is Health Department, Nassau County, Suffolk County guideline. The water has to be chest, I know you can't even see me, has to be chest level. So if it's above your chest or at your neck, even standing, they will not let you be in that pool.
So
And I just want to make
Nikki
that
always
really
goes in
clear.
a little pool.
I always go in the little pool because I'm short, but I like the little pool anyway. I like the spray park.
I get to go in
So,
the big boy
yeah,
pool.
I do. When you do register, you'll ask to have your medical forms in for your child. Don't think you have to go get a special medical form. There's one on file. If your child already had their physical, you just get the latest copy. It just has to be not expired by the time your child is in camp. And when it does, for instance, my daughter's expires August 1st. So August 1st, August 2nd, I have to take her to the doctor to get her new one for her to be able to come back. So, but it will last all the way up until then. And same thing with the stamp. You'll have to do it too. So we give our medical form along with our immunization. So just so you know, that's a requirement of everybody. There's also other special forms that you have to fill out, a swimming form and such like that, and a special COVID form. And you're going to have to do temperature checks for 14 days before your child comes to camp, which we did last year and stuff. It just makes us very clear and super successful.
Right.
Okay. Registration. Now, like I said, everything is customizable. So there's lots of different prices. You can choose between 1 to 8 weeks. You can choose between 2 to 5 days. You can mix it up. It does not have to be the same days in the same week. So don't worry about that. As far as discounts go, if you have 2 children, it's 5% off 2 children. It's 10% off 3 children or more. And it's all the kids, not usually the camps are like the first one is full price and then the second one is 5% and the third one's 10%. No. If you have 2, both of them are 5%. If you have 3 or more, it's 10% off each one. On top of that, we have a workforce discount. So there's a large list. I couldn't even tell you all the names of them, but a lot of nurses, doctors, cops, firemen, all that is on there. And there's other jobs too, because if we have people coming from the same work in that area, they'll go to their HR and get them registered. Every child gets $100 off that is under your workforce. So that's another great discount. As far as fees go, the extra fees is those couple of trips I talked about, the Mets game and the 7-8 has those 2 extra trips. And then there's the before care and after care. Any other special fees would be something like if your child needed an extra shirt or an extra backpack, it really probably wouldn't happen. I mean, the shirt might be if you forgot it that day or whatever,
Right.
but we'll make that work for you. So don't worry about that. As far as payment plans go, once you register, you have the choice to pay in full, or you can do the $300 deposit and then pay monthly. And you can even choose your month if you want, if you need a special day. Usually it's the last day of the month for us. But if you say, oh, like I always get paid on the 15th and the 28th of the month, you can make sure that they take it out on that certain day. Some other parents also do it a special way, like if their job pays them in a different way, they might do, can you please take off, take 200 this month and 200 on this day and 500 on this day, and they'll do it that way. And then we put it in the calendar and we take care of it. So they're again, always working for the parent to make things as easy as possible because we want your child to come to camp. We make it less expensive because of that. We're able to keep that cost down. We're trying to give you every discount we can think of so that we make it, great for you and the payments as well. Questions on that?
Nope.
Okay. Now we're in the question section. So I've gone over everything. So now it's time that if you want to add anything, Mark, or if you have any specific questions to what I gave you a lot of information. And I know you will. I know personally you definitely know everything already because you've been here, but if there's anything new.
So I know last year in Baldwin, when Nikki and I were in Baldwin, they had like what was the one day where we made that poster? They had Shark Day or whatever it
We
was.
do special theme days, yeah.
So they had Shark Tank Day. It was Shark Tank Day. That's what it was. And we went above and beyond that, Nikki and I, and we had our art teacher last year draw a picture that I found of 3 sharks, and we cut the heads out of the kids so they could take like a little photo booth. So Nikki and I, we go above and beyond just to make it more fun. So that's where every director and program director makes the activities different of their own. So they have a generic calendar, but then we could tweak it the way we want. So that's what we were talking about before. We did that a lot last year. We did it with sharks. And what else did we do? I can't even remember.
Oh, we did a bunch of them, but this year we have a ton of new ones. Oh, let me show you. That's the other thing I was going to show is the calendar for this year. So let me give you a quick thing of that. Hold on one second. Here is the calendar. Everybody can see that, right?
Yep.
Okay. So every campus has the same type of activities. However, we all do them on different days. Some
Right.
things we do the same. So you'll see like, here's a theme day, Disney Day. The kids can come all dressed up as their favorite Disney character. And then all the things that we're doing during the day is that stuff. Depending on what age your child is, you're going to follow these little road signs. So for instance, if your child finished 5th or 6th grade, they will be in the 5-6 group. If they just finished kindergarten, they'll be in the KK group, and
Right.
so on and so forth through. If it doesn't have a name, number on it, that means that everybody gets to do it. So things like this is Happy Summerween is Halloween in the summer. We have Pirate Day. Then we have special shows that come in, like the Unity Queen Steppers is a step group from Queens that talks about peace and kindness, and they were amazing. They went to a couple campuses last year, and I got to watch it a little bit. But then we have cool things like we have Ice Cream Day, and we have our talent show as always. Shade's Big Shindig is our barbecue. That's a giant carnival every year, super amazing. So we have a lot of fun activities that we're doing throughout the summer this year. And whether you decide Melville or you're going to Farmingdale, you know that all the calendars are up right now. So, and they are subject to change, but they're pretty solidified there because now we're booking all our stuff.
Yeah, I saw those calendars. I saved them.
Yes, everybody does. And let me tell you, like as soon as those come out, everybody calls. All right, now I want to register. What do I do? Who do I talk to? What am I doing? You know, what days? And then they pick their days from here. And that's why also, so you would pick the days that you want to come. But if you look at the calendar, you can pick and choose exactly on the calendar what days you want to come by what's given. And you have until June 1st to change it. So if you decided that, you know, at first your child's like, oh no, I hate swimming days. You don't want to come on swim days because they'll miss half the day. Because you don't have to go on the trips either. Like if it's swimming or bowling and your child doesn't want to go, we have a group that'll stay back with the children that don't want to go.
Right.
But if your child might be the only one, that might be the day that you decide that, you know what, we're not going to come on swimming days because he misses half the day and he doesn't want to go. So, or if your child, some parents are very worried about sending their kids to Adventureland. So that might be a day you decide that's not when you're coming that day because we are taking the whole campus with us. So, and that's not an extra paid trip. So everybody gets to go. So there's a lot of really cool things that we're doing. We're always trying to reinvent the wheel and bring some new things in. You know, we keep things that are successful, but then we're always trying to create new and exciting things for everybody. So
Awesome.
God bless.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Okay.
Anything else?
No, I've been to Camps R Us, and
Yes,
I'm just so excited that you guys are, like I said, in my backyard.
we're so excited too.
I knew about the classrooms. My kids had gone to school there for religious education in the past, so I knew about the setup and everything.
Right.
I was more curious about the outdoor activities and how that would be navigated.
Right.
And no, but I'm grateful you guys are going to be.
Oh, we are so
local.
excited. The building is gorgeous. The classrooms are beautiful. Everything's air conditioned, which we're the only school that has, or the only place that's entirely air conditioned. We're going to use the back parking lot. Yep. We're using the back parking lot closest to St. Anthony's. It's huge over there. So that'll be empty. We're going to close it off so that we can play all our other stuff over there. And the giant grass on that same side is the grass that we're going to use to play our activities on and stuff. So that'll be there. The drop off will be easy because you'll go in the entrance and go out the exit and literally go in a circle. So you don't have to worry about like, who am I going to crash into or whatever. It's super convenient. And stuff like that. The multi-purpose room downstairs is huge, and we're going to use that as our cafeteria as well. And then the cohorts are in those 6 small rooms is perfect for our cohorts right there. So they'll be able to leave their stuff there, and it's just, Mark and I, we feel so lucky because.
And I think we had decided, or this was still being discussed, and somebody's going to be sitting closer to the entrance of the parking lot just to guide people in of where to go, because you might not see it. So we'll have a table up front with our Camps R Us sign.
Right.
So you'll be able to see.
Just trying to make everything easy for everybody. So it's so beautiful over there. And grounds are gorgeous. Like, it's just beautiful. We're so excited. We are so excited to be there. So, yeah. So if there's if there's nothing else, we're done and we can go. And if you do have any other questions, Kathleen, are you officially registered yet or no?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm, fingers crossed with this application I have in. So I'm
Absolutely.
waiting to see what happens with that first.
Well, I am so excited. I'll be rooting for you.
Thank you. Thank you. But this was wonderful. And I know I was the only one here, but it was very informative for people that
Good.
haven't been with Camps R Us yet.